you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
Yes,
big in
ma'am.
prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies, no
times.
convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah.
off. Prison and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
okay. Calm
No.
down, calm down.
Only one of us has $12 worth
down.
of jewelry on.
No,
No.
no, $12.
That all is available.
$12,
If you want to have Wanda's jewelry, please go to Citgo or Quick Trip at any point. If you buy 2 packs of Newport 100s, they will give you everything Wanda has on right now for $7.99, and it comes with a free car wash. Won't you come on down?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
The show starts at 9. Wanda gets to the stage at 9:17. Please come on down.
Go, Shay, please come get Miss Cat and do her
She's
hair.
almost out of breath. Be careful now. Even on the radio, you can hear the fact that exercise has crept into her vocabulary.
Hurry up, little mama. We're done.
I was looking in his eyes, and it was like an attack. I don't even know what that was. Like, what did I do to you? Did I say something about you? Did I don't know. I just, when I was looking at him, I couldn't even respond because my mouth can go there. I got a little mouth on me, but the respect wouldn't let me do that.
I need to make this comment. In my opinion, Wanda's playing victim.
Okay.
We were either listening Friday morning or since then have seen the video. Wanda started that whole negative exchange when she came for his hair, his clothes. Wanda is always clowning people.
Wanda, I want you to lead this conversation because I truly want you to give your words and how you feel, how everything happened, both Friday and throughout the weekend, leading us to this point now. In case you don't know, I'll rewind and recap everybody that doesn't know. On Friday, we had an interview with comedian Red Grant. Right before Red Grant came into our studio, we got the call that Cat Williams was coming with him.
Right.
Cat Williams was not supposed to be interviewed. But Wanda and I wanted to try to get Cat Williams to come on the air. So that everybody knows, he was very reluctant at first to come on the air. Wanda had gone out to talk to him first to invite him on the air. He was like, no, I'm not going to come on the air. I tried to get him to at least come inside the studio. Cat Williams didn't want to come in the studio. But eventually he kind of relaxed, warmed up. And after some coaxing, he came in the studio and sat down.
1 second.
B. Red Grant is in the studio performing live with you this weekend.
I know, I'm so excited. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. You have always been one of my favorites. Yes.
So you're doing tonight and then tomorrow with Wanda, right?
I'm definitely doing tonight and I'm definitely doing tomorrow with Wanda.
And Sunday.
And Sunday.
So
50 million shows.
No.
And last time you were here, it sold out.
Hey,
crazy.
It's been a blessing. It's definitely been a blessing.
Now, you talked about you got a special coming up.
I'm working on the special right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with my brother, and we're just trying to make it better. I'm trying to put out the best product that I can put out right now.
Well, can't nobody do a special like him?
I know.
You know. Well, I'm going to say like this. You know, I've been working a long time, and this grow up situation, I don't even know if I want to grow up yet. You feel me? I've been trying to grow up, but it's hard.
It's hard, right? But we still having fun. I mean, comedy is about having fun.
What does it take to make a great special? Because not every comedian can really can translate from the live to the television and still, to the film and still be funny. What does it take to do that?
I think just being real as you can be, setting your goals real high. Right now, I'm just talking about my family right now. I want to just talk about all the stuff I've been going through. I'm married, I got kids, what I'm saying? I still party hard, I'm in the clubs, I'm still lit. I don't know what. So, what I'm saying? It's a lot of funny things that's happening during these situations. As I know things is different now as it is then. So, I'm talking about some my crazy little kid who she's 9, she thinks she's smarter than me. Things like that. Women, relationships, getting hurt, all that. I'm like you, Frank, I'm deep into my soul right now.
There you go. So you're doing this comedy special. Yeah. Your boy's right here with you that's going to do it. Can I talk to you and tell me what does it take to make a great special, sir? Because nobody makes them like you.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. That only speaks to quantity. I do have more comedy specials than any comedian breathing or dead, so I understand the question. That's only 7 more than Richard Pryor.
You have 7 more than Richard Pryor?
6 more than Martin Lawrence and 6 more than Chris Rock.
Are you serious?
5 more than Dave Chappelle, even though he put out 4 in. And the next.
Are you serious, Kat? You put out that many?
Those are just facts, sir.
How many is that total?
9.
So you've done 9 filmed comedy stand-up specials?
Without ever getting financed or having a deal with anybody.
You did them by yourself?
Yes, I own them 100%. I have the top 2 comedy specials on Showtime, HBO, Comedy Central, and we just moved to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why they don't.
I didn't know that.
Nobody does. They don't promote it or sell the items after they come out because I own them, lock, stock, and barrel, and I don't have any Caucasian partners or people that invest. I'm 50. I've never had a bank loan or a car lease in my life.
Are you serious?
That's correct.
So has we always hear like these comedians come and say, oh, they got the big Netflix deal. Has like Netflix or anybody ever hit Cat Williams and said,
I'm on my 15th consecutive 100 city tour. On the exact day that Monique was asking for a Netflix boycott, Netflix had just cut me a check for $2 million for the special that I got paid $300,000 to do in Jacksonville.
Wow. Alrighty then.
are you serious?
Or I'm really good at jokes, you tell me.
No, I think you serious, bro. I just say, are you serious? Because that's interesting news that people
Thanks
need
to Atlanta,
know.
Pimp Chronicles has already grossed over $24 million alone as one special.
Wow.
Because of Atlanta. Like there are parts of the population that feel like I'm from Atlanta and I'm from Ohio and have never said anything differently.
Right.
Well,
what's your thoughts on Netflix? I mean, they're giving deals. Like we just heard Tiffany Haddish just got a deal as well. And I mean, they're opening up things to comics and, for them to open up a door like that. What are your honest thoughts about Netflix?
Well, everybody has to understand that Netflix doesn't have an opinion on stand-up comedy. They base what they pay you by the amount of ticket sales for your last tour. So Monique's last tour had 316,000 tickets. Therefore, that's what she got offered. My last tour had $2.4 million. Million tickets, and so that's what the offer was.
Wow.
So if people understand that it's not personal,
right?
Then they could just,
I didn't know that.
for free, take their ass to work and get their numbers up.
Yeah.
Dude,
But Netflix don't call nobody. That's the joke. The joke is Netflix ain't giving me. First of all, Netflix ain't call you. Knock it off. Is Coca-Cola knocking on people's door to see what type of beverage they having today?
So they go buy those ticket sales. That's dope.
What else could they go buy?
Yeah. And I thought it was like popularity.
What comedian don't think everybody can't wait for their next special? Who don't think they got something to say? The fact of the matter is what makes a great comedy special is if 100 people talk at the same time that you talking, are you saying something different than them people are saying?
No.
Because if you are, then you deserve a special. And if you don't, you're going to find out you're not special. Because they're going to let you do your special, Gerard Carmichael, but nobody's going to watch it. They're going to let you be a star, Lil Rel, but you ugly. And white people don't believe in ugly stars. They think you have to be somebody that women want to sleep with and men want to be. But because we black, they say, oh, you don't even deserve that. So you get Kevin Hart, Lil Rel, Gerard Carmichael, all in a row, Hannibal Buress, just dudes that no woman would talk to in Lenox Mall, let alone you making them movie stars. Why? Because ain't nobody gonna sleep with them. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody. And they already ready to down Monique and up somebody who has showed them Girls Trip. Did you think she wrote Girls Trip goofball?
Right.
Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it to her? It's up to you, whatever you want to believe. I'm the introduction to Tiffany Haddish in the movie School Dance. The clip for School Dance has been seen more times than the movie has. That's just a fact.
But the movie the Girls Trip movie?
Yes, ma'am. The one with with three of our greatest black actresses in it. You mean that one?
Right. But I'm just saying, Tiffany Haddish.
Ma'am, you could have had that role, and everything that happened would have happened unless you thought you were necessary to write the Saturday Night Live monologue. I'm a writer. I only care about what you write. I don't care about what you read. Everybody can read that can read.
What did you think about the movie? I laughed from beginning to end. I thought it was a great
script when I saw it in 2004.
Wow.
In 2004. Wow.
Yeah, I have it.
I'm so happy for her though, because
that's what it do.
That
that's
baby,
what it do.
I tear up thinking about the break that she got, and to see her do her thing.
She passed 46 female black comedians that I know personally that I put on tour who have a hard time getting a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A after they headline 7 shows at a club for $2,500 a week.
But people like real, and that's why they like her. They love real
because everybody's real. Then so don't trip.
No, they like
wherever
Tiffany
you
Haddish
at under the sound of my voice.
Real.
Do you have a real coworker?
Right.
Do you have a ratchet friend? Do you have a sister? Do you have a cousin? Do you have a nephew? Do you have a niece? Is they so ghetto? When did that become marketable? Knock it off. They like her because she want to sleep with a white man. That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to Brad Pitt. The only thing before that in the movie with me is I slept with this white man and I got a white baby. She had a white husband for the 14 years she been doing comedy, and then all of a sudden divorced him, then said he abused her, then wrote a book, then said he didn't. And then now we're at Brad Pitt. So, hey, you can say whatever you want. She said she got a disease for JJ. Don't nobody check for that. I support Linnell, Melanie Camacho, Miss Laura. All the people that got skipped over in the list between now and then. There's no shade to nobody.
Yeah, Melanie's well taken in, too. People really love Melanie. I love the fact that you took her out on tour. Martin Lawrence took her out on tour. Chris Tucker took Melanie out on tour. And when she comes to Atlanta, she does well.
That's not the point. The point
but she's not there.
The point is, we are in the only business where, as a black woman, what you look like is not supposed to be held against you. And time again, they show you that you can be sidetracked by anything light-skinned. So, knock it off.
All right, let's take a quick break. Red Grant again.
Yep, Atlanta Comedy Theater. Make sure y'all are there. This brother will sell out. Please believe it. Atlanta Comedy Theater. Make sure y'all are in the building. If you want tickets, text my name right now, Wanda, to 41411. Get your ticket, shouted.
We'll come right back. You hanging out some more, right?
Yeah.
Red? Okay, cool. We'll be right back. Red, you were talking about your daughters trying to be smarter than you?
Yeah, they always trying to be smarter than me.
How old is she, though?
She's 9, you know what I mean? And she's looking at Nick Jr., she's looking at all these little different things that makes her smart. And she got an iPad. You know, we didn't have an iPad. iPad changed the game. You know what I mean?
It did, really.
Changed the whole game. Now they can get information that they had at any time and tell you ain't nothing. And you dumb.
Like, what did she say?
I mean, you know, first of all, she cursed the other day and it shocked me. She said she was PIS, you know, off.
Right,
You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, you are? And I had to catch myself like, because when you curse around your parents when you was young, it was a different level.
You
know,
got to slap right away.
There's
no waiting.
Red, that is not a cuss word.
It's not a cuss word?
The white household.
Right. I thought he was going to say she said MF or something.
Hey, everybody on the radio spelled that out.
What? Red, really?
This came from a 9-year-old.
Yeah, she's probably in private school.
Right. Homeschool.
Her teacher probably said, I thought it was 3 already. Boy, I'm pissed.
Really, Red. We thought she said
Okay, so
the
she
S
said she
word
was
or
pissed
the
off.
MF word.
Look, as you can tell, he's got a ratchet child. Basically raising herself. Cussing like a sailor, 9 years
Oh, my
old.
God.
That's a harsh word in my household, man.
Well, damn.
This baby gonna get kicked out of online school for this type of language. You're not allowed to log into this academy anymore, young lady.
Wow.
9 years old. That was hilarious.
Y'all ain't gonna tell me how to raise my child.
He's gonna have a 17-year-old
worst
daughter.
thing.
His 17-year-old daughter gonna be saying, I got a EP,
Father.
father. That's
Boy,
right,
you are
Raze.
crazy. Do you use profanity around your kids?
Not around them, but they hear me on stage
I
and
know.
it messes with them.
I'm a cusser.
What about you, Kat? Your kids when they were little?
Oh, no, I didn't cuss around them. They never seen me. They still, I got 3 daughters that still have not seen me smoke a cigarette or anything.
Have they seen your stand-up? Like, some people bring their kids to the show. They ever been to your show?
Oh, yeah. I'm a single father. So
I know.
I'm saying my children have always been in the business. And actually, the only thing I've actually been proud of publicly, because, you know, I have 19 felonies, so I couldn't be that proud publicly. But the only thing I'm publicly proud of is that there aren't any pictures of my children available on the internet in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
All right.
So to be able to protect a squad of black children's privacy for 19 years has been a blessing.
That's dope.
You cook? Do you cook for your kids?
Absolutely.
Tell me some of the things you cook that they are proud of. Like, Dad made some. You got the best spaghetti. You got the best steak. What do you have? Tell us what you cook.
As a father of 7 with an unlimited food budget, you can make whatever is necessary.
I
with
said
7,
what they like.
Excuse me. I'm
I
still
said what do they
answering.
like?
Just because you're a poor interviewer doesn't mean.
I said you answer the question and just tell me.
Man, you're a
what they
strong
like.
black woman. Is it
Answer
okay
the
for me to
question. Come on.
You keep interrupting the answer. Everyone can hear it. It sounds like you like me a little bit. It's starting to bleed over the airway.
It is.
Oh, really?
I want to let
Come
everybody
on.
know that Wanda got some lipstick on right now with enough glitter for the 4th of July.
That's right. Kissable lips.
So, okay, so what do you cook, Kat?
All right, so the thing is, with 7, you become a good cook just because you got too many different opinions. Like 4 of these is daughters, so I got a daughter that only eats vegetables, and then I got a daughter that only eat meat, and I got a daughter that doesn't do dairy.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you're cooking. You're cooking for whoever is 4 out of 5, right?
Yeah.
And then you're making the adjustments from there. So you might make lasagna, but you understand that only 4 or 5 people out of 8 are going lasagna. So then you have to do a vegetarian lasagna just so that you can cut the difference. And then because these are Negro children, you make chicken wings and make 1 dozen of those. So you got a regular lasagna, a vegetarian lasagna, and 12 wings. And then you fill it out with salad and bread. And then adult here gets that glass of port reserve from
There you go.
Chateau Alon.
Chateau Alon,
And the
baby.
young children get that sweet tea from Publix. And there's a meal with a budget of about $64 that'll feed 7 people.
All right.
I love it.
The hood education from Kat Williams.
Okay.
All right. Red Grant.
How many kids you got, Wanda?
I have 3 boys.
Excellent.
Yes, I do.
Aren't boys simple? Aren't boys simple?
It can be.
Wanda knows she
I'm what?
She didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that she
Well,
didn't.
that's right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys, yeah.
They like for me to. I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli, and they love my baked chicken.
Hey, right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli, and tell me does it say heat up water? That's the only step in broccoli. Heat up water.
Simmer.
Have you ever heard of burned broccoli? Can you burn broccoli? You can't burn it because it's made in a pot of water.
You don't know nothing about.
You know what her second meal they love from her? What I do with corn. I like to get it out that can and I put it in there. And then I get a can of water and I put it on there. And then I get some Zatarain's. They don't expect that. I sprinkle Zatarain's on
I'm a great cook. Whatever.
Yes, ma'am. You good at heating stuff up.
You're good at telling us about what's going on in jail.
Yes, ma'am. And getting out to tell. But I'm going to tell you at an arena named Phillips, and you're going to tell me at the Atlanta Comedy Theater.
That's right. True.
Tomorrow. Be there.
All right.
Red Grant show. I know I'll be there. Don't miss it.
Red Grant, Cat Williams, thank y'all for coming through, man.
Yes.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
I see why people come to Wanda's show.
Yeah.
Because Frank Ski puts it down.
That's right. Get on out here with your crazy ass.
Is he crazy?
And help me get to the salon. All right, it's the People Station Viewer 3. Your hair is kind of...
That joint was.
My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural.
Come run one of your gnarled fingers. While you on air, so they can hear you live.
Come on. Let me come over here.
No. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay. Well, then stay over there.
Don't worry, ain't nobody putting their hands through yours.
That's right. They don't have to. I don't want them to. Get on out of here. You okay? You okay?
Only one of our hands moving while we talk.
Are you all right this morning? Are you okay?
Red Grant, Atlanta Comedy.
Tell Wanda to take off them headphones and that wig.
And make sure.
That wig and the headphones come
take
together.
off them old ass clothes you got on. How about that? Yeah, they're old.
Versace, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
She said,
Versace.
I want to apologize to the people at Versace Collection. This is your 2019 summer line that hasn't come out.
But you had to open it up and show us it was Versace. I wanted to.
No, I didn't have to open it up. These people are on radio. They can't see anything.
Yeah, but you opened it up so we could see it.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, happy
whatever store is for the Black Lane Bryant.
That's right. Very proud.
Okay, let's
Very
play some
proud.
music real quick if we can. We going to a break real quick?
Very
All right, cool.
proud.
We go to a break.
Shout outs to Forever 21 Necklace Collection.
That's right. Shout out.
They don't remember me for wilding out, right? I'm not the right one to Jones on.
Get this inmate out of here.
If you can't get your blood pressure down, you can't call me that.
Whatever, little mama.
If your cholesterol is 600,
Whatever, little mama.
I'm Lil Mama's baby daddy.
No, you little mama.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, girl.
And what are you, girl? You probably shouldn't talk about sizes.
No, that's okay.
You big on the radio.
That's right. And you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
Yes,
big in
ma'am.
prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies, no
times.
convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah.
off. Prison and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
okay.
No.
Calm
No.
down,
Only one of us has $12 worth of jewelry on. No.
No, $12.
That all is available. If you want to have Wanda's jewelry, please go to Citgo or Quick Trip at any point. If you buy 2 packs of Newport 100s, they will give you everything Wanda has on right now for $7.99, and it comes with a free car wash. Won't you come on down?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
The show starts at 9. Wanda gets to the stage at 9:17. Please come on down.
Go, Shay, please come get Miss Cat and do her
She's
hair.
almost out of breath. Be careful now. Even on the radio, you can hear the fact that exercise has crept into her vocabulary.
Hurry up, little mama. We're done.
You already used that one. Don't repeat your jokes, Fresh Come.
All right, go ahead. We're going to break.
Get your ass out of here.
During the conversation, I was able to direct a question to Cat Williams, which he answered. His answers started what became viral, and him talking about the comedy industry, how you get a deal, how you do stand-up, and his entrepreneuric spirit about doing comedy. And he really talked some really good information about him owning all of his rights to all of his stand-up,
Right.
and how he is the most successful stand-up comedian. He has more stand-up comedy specials than anybody else. And he began to talk about that. It was then that he started getting loose, and we had some off the air conversations with Kat, and he decided to stay for the second part. And he started getting relaxed, and some of that conversation went left. So we want to really start in the beginning when Kat began to talk negatively about people such as Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. That piece really was the first thing that went viral.
Okay, so to be honest with you, when I found out Cat Williams was coming, I got excited. Okay, I know many people think, well, you know who Cat Williams is. You know, Cat Williams and I have never officially really met. Like, we don't know each other, like, as in friend comics. We've never worked on a tour together. We've never worked together. So this was really a big deal for me to have him come in. So when they told me he was in the green room, you said to me, Wanda, go in the back and see if you can get him to come on, because he had told our producers that he wasn't going to come on. So I went to the back in the green room and I was like, hey, everybody, which I always do. And I said, good morning. And then he goes, I'm not coming on the show. I wasn't booked to come on the show. And I said, it's okay if you want to come on, like, come on. So I was teasing with him about coming on. And so then, he kept saying no. I said, but why? I said, come on, I've never been on air with you. I say, so come on, here's a great opportunity. So Red Grant, myself, and Gary started to walk towards the studio. And when we got in here, he still was saying no. He was outside the studio. So I started playing little clips like, come on in, come on in, making him feel good about coming in. I'm excited that he's coming in. So, once he got in, I was excited to really have him in the studio, to be honest with you. And I felt like as he started to talk in the beginning, he had an agenda, like to attack me. And I kept feeling some type of way. And I'm like,
did you feel the tension in the room before he even started talking?
I felt the tension. I did. And then I said, okay, where's this going? So honestly, because of the respect that I have for him, like I felt like he's one of the comics that has made it. And so I'm excited. I called my boss and said, Reggie, I never asked Reggie to drop music. I said, Cat Williams is coming. Can we drop music? And Reggie said, yes. We were going to drop music to give him that much time to just have fun with him. So we dropped the music, and I just felt the tension. Like, every time I would ask him something or say something, it was like he kind of came for me. And I'm not that kind of comedian. Like, I don't go tit for tat. I don't, that's not what I do. Nick Cannon asked me to go to Wild 'N Out. I'm like, dude, that's not my thing. I mean, so just because of the respect that I have for him, when he started coming at me, it kind of threw me off. So I didn't know how to retaliate or how to come back, because that's not how I wanted to talk to him. I didn't want to talk to him like that. I didn't want to go back and forth with him, but because of the respect. So when it kept going on and on and on, as a person that has integrity, I had to say something back. And I didn't want to, because my focus, Frank, in Atlanta was because God had just blessed me with this folder right here to go to the Nicholas house when I got off air, was to go help these homeless women. So my mind wasn't on being disrespectful and in a bad place. I just wasn't in a bad place. So I did not want to go back and forth with Cat Williams like that. That bothered me so bad. That really bothered me. So that's why I never said, people like, why you didn't go back? Because I know my mouth. I could have said some really ugly, foul things, but I didn't want to talk to him like that. I did not. It was a respect thing. So, I've done a lot of things in my life. I'm not perfect. A mistake spread it so fast. I help people here in Atlanta all the time, from helping the homeless people to helping kids get school clothes, to helping single moms get things for their kids, keeping kids in school. And none of that stuff ever went viral. The minute me and a brother get into something, it's huge.
Let's take just a few calls. Frank and Wanda in the morning on the People Station V103. Hello.
I just wanted to make a comment to Wanda. Sweetheart, you should not feel bad, because I'm sure Cat Williams pissed me off and everybody else. He came up there. It just seemed like he came up there to attack you. He didn't say anything to Red. He didn't say anything to Frank. And personally, I thought it was distasteful. I thought it was very disrespectful. You have absolutely no reason to feel bad, because everybody sees him in the news, and we already know he's an idiot. And having money don't make you smart. So you should not feel bad, because he was just wrong all the way. You did nothing to him, and clearly he was just there, and he was upset. He kept saying, Wanda, what do you cook? Wanda, what do you do? He didn't ask Frank, who is a man. They were saying because he has kids and he's a single father, they're asking him what he cooks, but he didn't ask anyone else. He just asked you.
What's up, Frank? Hey, Wanda. Listen, real quick. What y'all did, what any comedians would do in the schoolyard, and that happens. I totally agree with you. He was bitter from the time he got on the radio. And what I don't think Cat respects is the game has now changed. It's not about, rappers don't sell CDs because you can get the music from anywhere. People blow up on the internet very fast. Very fast. And he's not respecting the game has changed. Everybody's going to have to put in the same amount of work. Don't knock other people because they're universal comics. Let it go. Get your money. Let Wanda get hers. Let everybody else get theirs. And let it go. You can't be bitter. What grown man knows how long his hair is? I have no idea. What grown man, yeah, you do Phillips Arena, but don't forget the show that you stopped because you was high and you had to give them people their money back. There was a lot of places you could have went, but you didn't. I understand that and I respect it, but he got to let that bitterness go.
It was just hurtful. I promise y'all. Like, that was my first time meeting Cat Williams. Like, we've never talked. We've never had a show together. I was excited. Again, I asked Reggie, can I drop music? He's coming. To understand that, you know, with prosperity comes prosecution. I get that. But I wanted to be in a peaceful place. And that's why I wasn't, and they was like, oh, Wanda, he said this, why didn't you come back? I didn't want to talk to him like that. That would be like Denzel Washington coming in here and I disrespect. I got that much respect for Cat Williams. You made it. I'm happy you got all of that. But I'm just not a person to down other people. I wanted to praise Tiffany Haddish because of her success. Yeah, it may have been short-lived. A lot of us didn't know who she was. I went back to the movie theater 3 times. That's how much I enjoyed that film, bringing women together. You know what I mean? Like that made me happy to see her move forward. I am happy for Kevin Hart. I'm happy for them. I'm not jealous and I'm not mad about nobody's climbing up the ladder. I'm happy for anybody that's doing well, even Cat Williams. I'm proud that he could sell out the Phillips Arena. You a black man doing great things. I'm happy for you. Matter of fact, Lamorne and I went to his last show, the last show he just had here. So I had no ill will. I don't know why that went to the left, and I promise you, I just felt like, you know, I spoke with the spiritual lady on Thursday, and she said, you're getting ready to do so many big things, Wanda. And I had just gotten this deal. My boss, I was having a hard time trying to get into these homeless shelters to help these women. And as soon as I got the go on, you got it, this place called the Nicholas House want to give you all, you can do whatever you want to do. She called me and said, you get ready for spiritual warfare. You get ready because you're climbing up the ladder. You're getting ready to do God's work. It's going to be, hate is going to be coming from so many places. I never expected to come right here. This is my job. This is why I work. I get on this radio every morning to talk to people, to get the jobs that they don't like. I talk to people to help them with their kids. I do things for people. I didn't want to go back and forth with this man like that. That's not cool.
How did you feel when you started seeing all the stuff online?
You know, I'm like this, Frank. I am, and I hate to say it like this, but I'm from Miami, Florida. My heart is different. I'm a person that I've seen so many bad things in my life. It didn't bother me. Like it doesn't faze me that you feel that way about me because my father taught me how to be strong. You have integrity. You have pride. You got to be prideful. And I also thought about how they did Jesus Christ. They threw stones. They spit on him. They did all of those things. But he never stopped caring for us. And that's how I am. I'm not hurt. I'm not mad at y'all because you're upset at what took place. My family, since I've been on this radio for 25 years, you've never heard my family or me do nothing bad to nobody. To no one. And I just felt like, gosh, I never had this feeling on this radio station. Like, I never had that feeling. I just wanted peace. I wanted not to sit here and go back and forth with Cat Williams. I did not. That didn't make me feel good because I knew when I got off the air, I had to go to Nicholas' house to go speak with these women. And after all of that, I got in the car and I still went over there and I still spoke to those women. They had no idea what I just went through. And I didn't even think about all of that. So just looking at all the stuff online, I've been getting hits from hometown people I hadn't talked to in years. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing to me how something so negative could be so big. And as a people, I'm like, really, y'all? Okay, is the hate really that strong for me? You know, and I'm okay with that because I look at how Oprah handled things. I look at how Beyonce handled things. You can't go tit for tat every time somebody says something about you. I just got to keep in mind, I know what my job is. I know what my goal is. I know what God put me on this earth to do, and it wasn't to hurt people. But I do know hurt people hurt people. Mm-hmm. So if I hurt anyone as far as my listeners or you know, I made you feel some type of way, I have no problem with apologizing because that's who I am. I have no problem with that. But I did not expect to sit here and go back and forth with a legend such as Cat Williams. I did not.
Why do you think it went that way?
I have no idea. I have no idea. We've never had words. You know what, the last place I saw him at the car and bike show. I saw him at the car and bike show. We got on the elevator and he kind of spoke and I spoke and that was it. I don't really know him. I don't know him. So, you know, I didn't understand any of it, but I guess it wasn't for me to understand. But, you know, it's just crazy how everybody it took wings and it was negative all over the world. I'm like, really, y'all? Okay, and if that's how people feel, I can't be upset. You know, that's how people feel. And I'm not playing the victim because I did nothing but invited him here. You personally said, Wanda, go in the back and try and get him to come on. Did I not beg him to come on this radio? Mm-hmm. I begged him. He said, no, I ain't coming on. I said, please. I said, please, 50 times to him. Please, he didn't want to come on. So when he finally sat down and put his headphones on, I was like, okay, yay. I was excited. And I hate that it happened like this. That's not what I do, y'all. It's just not. And when I got to church Sunday, everything that happened, Dale Bronner talked about this, what happened. Just like what Kevin Hart said, when you're doing things, when you're doing great things, it's going to come. And I didn't expect that because that's not what I put out there. That's not what I put out there. When I go to the comedy club on Saturday nights, I know I'm giving laughter to people that may not be happy with their jobs or people that are going through things. I get excited to go to the comedy club. And when he said, you know, I'm selling out Phillips Arena, you're just at Atlanta Comedy Theater, you're right. And I'm happy to be there. Each and every Saturday night, I take pride in going into that comedy club because I know I'm going to do a job. I'm going to do a job, not to insult people, not to call them the N-word. That's just not what I do. I have fun. I'm a comedian, but it's very few people that can get on there and say, oh, I came to the comedy club and Wanda Smith, you know, cursed me out or called me the N-word. Like, if I do it, it's in fun, and I'm just sorry that it ended this way.
Do you think that Cat Williams going back and forth was in fun, or do you think he did it on purpose?
I was looking in his eyes, and it was like an attack. I don't even know what that was. Like, what did I do to you? Did I say something about you? Did I don't know. When I was looking at him, I couldn't even respond because my mouth can go there. I got a little mouth on me, but the respect wouldn't let me do that. It wouldn't even let, I didn't know. And the thing that I was saying, you know, they were weak. Yeah, because I didn't want to do it. I did not want to talk to him that way.
We are discussing the incidents that went viral on Friday with Wanda Smith and Cat Williams and Frank Ski in our show. And it went more viral than we expected. We knew it was going to be good. And a lot of people were obviously pointing to what he said about Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. Right. And I think a lot of people with the Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart comments, although they were harsh, I think people kind of was like, that's Cat Williams. Right. You know what I mean? He said messed up stuff about other people before. So it was big, but it kind of wasn't big. Right. But when you all went back and forth, that became the piece that made it big. Let's take a call. You're on V103. Frank and Wanda, hello.
Hi, Frank. I need to make this comment. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, Wanda's playing victim.
Okay.
We were either listening Friday morning or since then have seen the video. Mm-hmm. Wanda started that whole negative exchange. When she came for his hair, his clothes, Wanda is always clowning people for fun in the name of comedy. Mm-hmm. Cat Williams clowned her in the name of fun, in the name of comedy. Mm-hmm. It's like you can give it, but you can't take it. You know, Cat Williams did what Cat Williams does, and he clowned her.
And I was okay with that. I wasn't upset, you know, that he clowned me, which I said that's not my thing. I don't go back and forth. You know, kind of like the wilding out thing. I don't know how to do that, the joning and that kind of thing. And I think, you know, and if I could go back with you just a little bit, remember it all started when we started talking about the food part. And he said, "What do you cook?" And I said, he said, no, it started when I said, you know, do you cook for your boys?
It started with the hair, when you guys went back and forth with the hair. And to me, it looked like two comedians.
Right. And he was talking about my wig. And remember, we both did it.
Right, you both did it, and it was two comedians engaged in comedic banter.
Right.
But from looking at it on air, your demeanor changed, and it looked like you took it personal and got mad. Okay. It shouldn't have gone as far as it did, but to me, it was funny.
Okay, but I got you, and I received that. I received
gun violence, or even the threat of gun violence, that is so petty and so unnecessary. We've got to do better.
Thank you.
Right, and so, you know, I know a lot of people were. It was just so many comments, you know, and you know. People were like, well, how did you feel about, you know, Frank sitting there? You know, a lot of comments were that you were laughing, and, you know, I was sitting here, and honestly, to be honest with you, Frank, like it caught me totally off guard. And after it went on for a while, I did wanted it to end. And I know you're the person that normally would cut things off. All right, man, it's time to go. It's time. And that never happened.
No, that did happen.
What you said, you did say.
I tried to go to break like 3 times, and y'all kept going.
Right. So okay, we played the bumper. When we played the bumper, that's when we kept going over the bumper. And I agree. I put my part in. I did my part. I'm not saying that I didn't. I'm not playing the victim. I'm not saying that I didn't. But I think at some point I was expecting, all right, y'all, enough of that. You know, because both of us were like kids. It didn't end. And I was expecting you to, as the man of the house, to stand up and stop the kids from playing. And it never happened.
I think because, you know, honestly, truly, what happened with you and Kat is not new.
Right.
You and Sophia have done it. Other people have done it. We've had that conversation. We've gone past the bumper. We've done that before. When we're sitting in the heat of the moment and what's going on in the studio, and it was funny going back and forth, that's why I kept going. I tried to go to break a couple times. And in those exchanges, I think sometimes you would stop and then you'd say something real quick. And then he'd come back, and then we'd stop, and then you say something real quick and come back, and that's why it didn't happen. Because to me, honestly, truly, you know, I'm not the comedian. I'm not gonna get on this radio and take the role as the comedian. That's not my job. But when I see 2 comedians going at it, that's the way I looked at it. It was funny. It was 2 comedians going back and forth. Yes, Kat got the best of it, but there have been times where you've gotten the best of it. And I don't cut you off, and I don't cut other people off. So I'm not about to be on the radio and be fake. Like, okay, we just gonna cut it off because, you know, I just didn't feel that way. I thought that's what you wanted. And I think that in the end, when we had a chance to look at it afterwards, then people are making those comments like, why didn't you stop it? And I think it's people playing Monday morning quarterback because in the heat of the moment, that's not what we do.
Well, I also felt like what was done on the radio, the people that did hear it on the radio,
Yeah.
it should have been left there.
Okay.
As far as the viral stuff and it going on our website, I
Yeah.
felt like that was disrespectful to me. This is where I live.
Okay.
I'm not gonna bring somebody to my mother's house and have them to break in her house.
Right.
You understand? I'm just not gonna do that. So this is where I live, and I'm not gonna let nobody come in here and disrespect you.
Right.
You know, if that would have happened, I would have stepped in and I would have,
But understand this. I, as a person that is not a comedian, did not look at it as being disrespectful. I looked at it like two comedians
Right.
playing the Joneses. Somebody's gonna lose. And it just so happened on that day,
Right.
you lost.
Right.
So
And
I'm
that's
not going to sit
fine.
here and say, oh, well, you know, like I've sat here and watched other people, and I felt sorry for other people and the things we've done to other people.
Right.
We've dogged out people on this show before. We've made people look stupid before.
Okay.
We've hurt people's feelings before.
Right, and you gotta
So-
be able to take it when somebody do it to you.
but I didn't feel
get that.
I didn't feel in the moment that you were hurt.
Right.
I didn't feel that way.
I did not want to go
Remember,
back and
matter of
forth
fact,
with Cat Williams.
matter of fact, I'm gonna bring you to something. Remember, I forgot who was in here, and you were talking about the last time Jamie Foxx had his comedy weekend in Atlanta. What was it called?
Laugh-A-Palooza?
Laugh-A-Palooza. And you were having a conversation, and you were talking about how Jamie Foxx was at the bowling alley.
Oh, yeah.
Ragging everybody.
Yes.
And then somebody said a
Yep.
joke to Jamie Foxx
Yes.
that tore him down.
Okay, and I'm glad you brought
and
that up.
everybody and it was like,
Yeah.
but that's what happens. He was in the thing, joning on everybody.
Right, and let me explain that, and that's a good point.
That's what I remember.
Okay, so we were in Laugh-A-Palooza, and Jamie Foxx, it was several comedians there. So we had a microphone, and we were going back and forth with, they were saying mean things about one another. So, they were like, Jamie Foxx is adopted. He's adopted. So a lot of people know that. The comics know that. So they were doing things like, oh, Hope Flood, Jamie Foxx like, oh, Hope Flood, your neck is at the front door. You need to come get it. So everybody busts out laughing. Oh, Wanda Smith, the weight loss people is at the front door. They coming to pick you up. Everybody busts out laughing. And then somebody got on the microphone and say, Jamie Foxx, your parents are at the front door. They want you now since you're rich. And everybody just paused, and it did something to him. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never forget that moment.
It was personal for him.
It was personal for him.
Yeah.
And I didn't like, some of the people were laughing, and it was it was still ongoing laughter, but I can only imagine what that felt like in his heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a great point.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
I
great
didn't
point.
know any better.
But so now that it went, do you felt like you should have stopped it, or do you feel like now that it's out there and this is
Don't take it back, Francie. Don't take it back, because what you said was so spot on.
a negative thing?
I feel, first of all, I don't appreciate people keep saying you should have stopped it.
Thank you.
Because we both have the responsibility to stop it.
Facts.
You have just as much responsibility to say to go to break than I do. You could have looked at the producer and said, okay, cut it. And he would have cut it. But you didn't do that. Y'all kept going back and forth. So you got just as much power as I do. So I don't want people to listen to the show thinking that I got this magic button that I push. That's not the way this thing works. I didn't know. I'm watching two comedians going back and forth. That's what we did. And it was funny. And it was funny. And I think that had it gone the other way, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Thank you.
Had you won over Cat Williams,
Thank
we
you.
wouldn't be sitting here having a conversation. So it's unfair to say I should have stopped it just because you lost.
Thank
That's
you.
unfair.
And I'm not.
And
mad that I
but
lost,
let me
so
just say this.
be clear
Let me
with
just say
that.
this. I never want to hurt your feelings. You are my partner, and I love you. So I never want to hurt your feelings.
Right.
So the fact that it happened and hurt your feelings, I feel bad for. But your husband shouldn't have picked up the phone and called me. That was wrong. This is business. Your husband ain't got nothing to do with V103.
That's right.
Or to pick up the phone to call me. That'd be like my wife calling you because you said something about me.
Right.
That's inappropriate. So I was hurt by that. But I understood. But I understood because looking online and seeing everything that happened online was hurtful. And it wasn't just hurtful for you.
Right.
People talking about you hurts me because we're family. I'm not sitting there looking online laughing because I'm like looking at it like, oh, that's my partner. So I didn't like it. Thing about how it got out, amongst other people that were in the office, we thought you were okay with it.
Okay, but I wasn't asked. I wasn't asked.
But I played it. I played it in the office.
But you still, okay, when we got off the air, we all went into the studio, right?
Yeah.
And we played, you had, I'm looking at your computer, and there's a first bar, which I know that the guy in the back, the person edited. So I don't
No,
know.
I edited.
Okay, well, whoever edited.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we got in the office, you were playing it for the digital person. I sat in a chair and I listened to it. And so the first part played about the whole Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart thing or whatever. Then you played the second half. So you explained to him this is when Cat Williams and Wanda got into it. So we were all clear on it took place. So when the digital guy came back to the door, he says, I'm going to go figure out what I can put together and I'll be back. So I hung tight. We waited, whatever. So he sat and listened to the entire thing in its entirety. So when he left and came back, I don't think you were in the room. He came back and he came to the door and he said, okay, I'm going to start where Kevin Hart starts to talk, where Cat Williams starts to talk about Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, and I'll end there. And so I took it as, okay, well, that's all he's going to play. That's how I took it. It may have been a misunderstanding, but I heard that in my ears.
Yeah.
So when I saw it on, am I correct? Okay. When I saw it on YouTube,
I don't think he agrees with you.
Okay, he doesn't agree. Okay, when
No.
I saw it on YouTube and all the other stuff, I'm like, okay, I have no idea.
I think the misunderstanding was what the digital department was talking about was the tease.
Okay.
The 1 minute tease that goes on Instagram. He was talking about where he was going to cut the tease.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't clear with that.
But what happens in the studio, we normally play the whole thing back.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we do that. We play the whole thing back. So, for that, I think that was the misunderstanding, because I truly left here thinking we were good with it. I would never put something on the air. I mean, obviously what happened on the air happened, but I would never recirculate something that was uncomfortable. I mean, but let me say this. Let me be transparent and say this.
Right.
I had to get on this radio station and talk about my bankruptcy.
Absolutely.
Now, I talked about it and talked about my divorce. After I got off the air, I felt some kind of way.
Right.
But when I went on YouTube to watch it again, it hurt me. But I had to let it go because it's already there. It's already out there. So I know how it hurts when you go back and you've had time to think about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't really think it's cause to, blame anybody.
Right.
It was just, I did it. I took the shot. I said what I said on the air. Subsequently, digital taped it, and the interview lives. Be okay with it.
Right.
Other people, we're gonna take a quick break because the interview lives online, and I've had to be okay with it.
Right.
Other people, we're gonna take a quick break because there's other calls that people want to talk about.
Right.
And then we'll talk about, if you want, what happened afterwards.
I do. I just want to clear a few things up.
What happened on Saturday with the reports that are coming out, and including the report that came out on SandraRose.com.
Okay, so Saturday night, which I always perform at Atlanta Comedy Theater, Red Grant was a headliner. So, I got to the comedy club to do what I do every single Saturday. So when I got there, I always have a guest list. So I had a guest list with a couple people who were supposed to come. My makeup artist had some people that were supposed to come. So what happened was they asked, they were like, Wanda, you got guests? I said, yeah. So I brought the comedian on, and I went back in the green room. So one of the guys came and said, hey, Wanda, you got guests at the back door. So I left the green room, and I went to the back door, where we normally let our guests in. So when when they opened the door, I'm looking, I didn't see them. I saw two of the people, but I was looking for the rest of them. So I walked outside the door. And when I walked outside of the door, I saw Cat Williams and his bodyguard walking up towards the comedy club. And so he saw me, and he made a beeline to where I was, came over and was like, I told you effing with me gonna make you go viral. And that's when my husband said,
so he stepped to you?
Yes, he came. Oh, he was walking and walked over from where he was in the street in front of the grocery store, walking down. He made a beeline turn to come over where I was and said, I told you, effing with me would make you go viral. And that's when my husband said, hey, dog, man, find something else to do, dog. He was like, I jump on you. And then it. So the police was there. The police is always there. Security is always there all the time. The police is always there. Always. So all the rumors that are out there, I can't move forward.
Yeah, we can't address anymore legally because of that.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. The phone lines are open. People are calling. 741 WVEE, Frank and Wanda in the morning on the People Station V103, discussing the viral situation that happened with our interview with Cat Williams.
He was like, I'll jump on your big ass.
If we know Cat Williams is who he is, then you have to put on your big boy pants and just take it. You can't expect Frank to step in and end the conversation or do something, because that's what he does. You know that's what he's about. And so I say this, you can take this one or two ways. You can take it and say, yeah, it went too far, whatever. Or you can say, you know what, it did go viral. So let me use this to my advantage.
V103, go right ahead.
My name is Tiffany. I just wanted to say that you invited hatred in. Cat Williams did not come in love. When he came, he did not come in love. He came with hatred, and you guys were the portal. You opened that door, and hatred came in and spread it across the nation. When he started speaking, it was to boast. Love does not come boasting. And I thank you for opening this conversation and spreading the love and apologizing to that hatred spirit for even spreading it across the nation and opening that portal for the internet. So I thank you, and I just wanted to say that.
How you feel about that?
I mean, I'm listening to everybody, and I receive what everybody have to say, because that's just, it is what it is. And again, didn't want it to go that far. I just didn't. I didn't feel comfortable with it going that far. I invited him in, and she said, you invited him in, and I did. So, it's just kind of, how I felt. And again, I did apologize to my listeners, whoever I hurt. You know what I mean? And if you felt like, this was wrong, then I apologize. I have no problem with that. But I do know that it felt like an agenda when he came into the radio station, period, when he got here. So I don't know. This is my first time meeting him. So I'm not playing victim. I'm just, putting out there exactly what happened. So I receive it. I'm not a jokester, like going back and forth. I don't know how to do that. I have no problem with saying, yeah, he did it. He won. He did it. I wasn't expecting it. It threw me off. It threw me totally off. I wasn't focused on, I'm getting ready to go back and forth with Cat Williams. That's what he do. I received that. And I received anybody that's doing well. You know, I know Kevin Hart responded. That we have.
Yeah, Kevin
and
Hart
Tiffany
did
Haddish responded as well.
Kevin made a quick statement. Obviously, Tiffany Haddish did respond by saying that she's famous now because Kat talked about her. And Kevin Hart responded a little bit on his social media.
When other people are choosing to frown and make an attempt to shit on my sister's bright light, I choose to turn up the knob and make that light brighter. Shouts out to my sister Tiffany Haddish, star of the movie Girls Trip. Had a phenomenal year. A phenomenal year. Let me break it down to you because I love to support. I go back with Tiff. I remember the days when Tiffany Haddish was sleeping out of her car. I remember the days where Tiffany Haddish was homeless. I remember the days where Tiffany Haddish had not a dime in her pocket, worked hard, grinded, got to where she is today. And at the height of her career, when most should applaud, when most should celebrate, some choose to down. So you know what I do in this moment? I choose to not only put my baby sister up, but make you guys realize why she deserves to be up. #1 movie in Girls Trip. She starred in a movie called Night School with Me. She's on a TV show with Tracy Morgan called The Last OG. She's got a movie coming out that Tyler Perry did with her, Whoopi Goldberg, Tika Sumpter, and many more. She's got another movie coming out with Melissa McCarthy. And in return, received the Emmy on SNL. Filmed a special on Showtime, just got a deal with Netflix to go and tape another special. I see a woman as well deserving of the position that she's in. And more importantly, I see a girl that's now positioned to open up doors for this younger generation of female comedians that are coming after her.
All right.
And Tiffany Haddish was, you know, she just didn't have a whole lot to say. She just say, you know what, I'm praying and I'm good. You know, so it's okay. We moving forward and it's one of those things.
All right. Well, we got 1,000 comments on our social media.
Right.
People are saying, I appreciate the transparency on the radio to clear the air. Another comment, I'm sorry, but Wanda started it.
She did. We all know this.
Your ego got hurt. You guys have been the face of Atlanta. And Frank, for you to allow this to go on as long as you did is incomprehensible. You should have known to cut the interview. A lot of tweets about support and about how Atlanta loves us. Yeah, and you know that Cat Williams was very disrespectful. Those are the type of calls that we're getting on, you know, comments we're getting online off of our post. Do you have anything to say before we close?
No, I mean, I think I've said my piece, and I just, you know, I don't like stuff like that. I don't. I just don't. I did not want to be going back and forth with him. I did not. Not even for a moment. Just didn't. So I admitted that ain't my thing. That's not what I do. So, you know, and when people said that I shouldn't have, I didn't say I blamed you. I just said I felt like, you know, at some point, yeah, it should have been cut off. But yeah, you're right. I could have cut off myself. But, you know.
But do you understand what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You didn't know where you know.
Well, I'm not the comedian, so I just see two comedians going back and forth.
I get that. I get it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm okay. And I'm okay.
Okay. So we're done.
Yeah, that's it. I just wish, you know, that it could have ended a better way with Kat and I and in love, and instead of all of this extra stuff going on.
You think you should reach out to him?
That's not how to, you know, how we do things.
Right.
And, you know, I'm a woman, he's a man, and, you know, this is our comedy world.
What would you say to him if you had a chance to talk to him?
I think that there's a lot of hurt there, you know, like all the things that we watched in the news. You know, one of the callers mentioned that, you know, he's got a lot going on. And you never know what a person is going through. You never know what a person is feeling inside. So his walk in life, you know, money isn't everything. Money isn't love. Money doesn't buy health.
I want to hear from y'all, man. What do you guys think about this particular video? Y'all comment down below and let's talk about it, all right? Y'all be blessed, y'all be beautiful, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Blueberry, Burberry, button-up. Tan skin, mixed race, buttercup. Canada weather, got a bundle up. I'm tryna work, she hit my phone, she wanna. Whoa, too bad was you know they roll.